You are doing everything right. So, why does it feel like nothing is actually working? It is not your effort, it's what your effort is going toward. So, let me guess if you are a solo mom like I am, and you also own a business or you're running a business, you are working. You're handling everything. You're trying to stay on top of it all. You're feeling exhausted. But instead of things getting easier, they stay hard and they sometimes feel like they're getting even harder, even though you've got systems in place, right? And this is where most people like you and me get stuck. They often assume I need to do better. I need to do more. I need to find more time. And none of that's actually the issue. The reality is, chances are you are not doing the wrong amount of work. You're probably doing a lot of work. You may, however, be focused on the wrong type of work. And this is where everything changes. Most of what we end up spending our time on falls into one of three categories. It's considered reactive work. So this looks like you are responding to things, you are maintaining things, you are putting out fires, you're handling what's urgent. I like to say, and I often say, sometimes we default into or fall into handling the tyranny of someone else's urgent. And you probably know what I mean when I say that. And these things keep us very, very, very busy. You know what they don't do? They don't move the needle. They don't move us forward. They don't expand or grow our business. They don't expand or grow us in our own personal lives. They certainly don't expand and grow our relationship with our kids and with others. Okay, category two, keeping things running. So maintaining the day to day, that is doing what's necessary. You got to cook, you got to clean, you got to run people around. If you've got kids that don't drive yet, you've got to feed the pets, you've got to get the lawn mowed, you've got to do these things. These are necessary. They are part of day to day life. They're what's required for you to have the things that you currently have. But they're still not growing you. They're still not providing any measure of growth or scale or expansion to any of the areas of your life that you care most about. Category number three is progress work. This is where you're actually building something. This is making decisions that reduce future load and future stress. And this is creating structure. This is what actually changes your life. Most solo moms are spending about 90% of their time in reactive and in maintenance. Right? It's what keeps us exhausted. And it also keeps us wondering why nothing ever changes. It makes us feel stuck. Like you've got the engine revving, but your parking brake is on. You've got so many ideas. You've got so much you want to do. You've got so many things that you want to do and accomplish. But here you are stuck in the maintenance of just trying to keep and maintain the day to day or responding to the tyranny of the urgent. So if you still feel like you are doing everything, but you don't feel like you're actually getting anywhere, this is why. The problem is not that you're not doing enough. The problem may be that you don't have the space for the work that actually moves things forward. Okay, now we're going to talk about three shifts that you can make that will start to change things in your life dramatically. Shift number one, protect 30 minutes. You have to protect 30 minutes. Start with this. 30 minutes a day, just 30 minutes every day where you are not reacting, you are not maintaining, you are only working on something that moves your life forward in a very significant way. That means something to you, not to somebody else, but something that really matters and means something to you. So examples would be planning out the rest of your week or taking 30 minutes to simplify a procedure, create a standard operating procedure for something in your company that will absolutely save you time in the future. Maybe it's making one decision that removes future stress. In one of my other videos, I do a 10-minute brain dump exercise. You might love that. This might be where you do that, but you're brainstorming, you're getting your creative juices flowing, and you're starting to strategize next steps for that project or that expansion or that scaling that you haven't taken the time to do. You're going to block out 30 minutes and strategize that. Okay, shift number two. Instead of asking, what do I need to get done? What happens if you shift the question and ask, what would make tomorrow easier? That's how you start to build some structure. And I would do this at the very end of the day. As you are planning to kind of close things down for the day, be thinking tomorrow, what would make my life easier tomorrow? And strategize accordingly. All right, shift number three, remove one repetitive decision. This is something that will save you time, but it's also going to just free up so much of your creative energy. Look at your day and ask, what decision am I making over and over and over again and eliminate it. Start strategizing routines for your family, for your children that mean you don't have to do the same activity over and over again every day. It's just already preset for you, same routines. I talk about this in a previous video as well. Some of the routines that I do, one of them includes setting out my clothes for the night before. When I go to bed, I just set out whatever I'm going to wear the night before for the next day. It's one less decision I have to make tomorrow morning. Also, same scheduling blocks. If you can take your week and chunk them, this is a strategy that Tony Robbins used to talk about, chunking activities in groups and in specific periods of time. It looks like blocking on your calendar. So you're going to block out certain segments of time to do specific activities. Maybe you're more of a morning person. In order to get your morning meditation and your workout in, you have to do that at 6 a.m. before everyone else gets up. Then you block it, you decide, and you stick to it. Maybe your work creative juices are flowing a little bit closer to midday. So then from noon to 1, you're blocking out that specific work time, 3 afternoons a week or 5 afternoons a week or whatever works best for your schedule. And you're deciding in advance and you're sticking to it, because then when the time comes, you don't have to decide. That block has already been decided for you. You've made a commitment to it and you stick to it. All of this reduces mental load immediately, and it starts to, again, then reduce the stress, the mental stress, the constant decision making. I was talking to somebody yesterday. She's a solo mom. She's got 4 kids also, like me. She has her own business, and she said, I get exhausted from how many decisions I make in any given day. And I said, yeah, that's called decision fatigue. And I do talk about that in one of my videos. Decision fatigue is real. That's why it's so important with everything that we have to do, with all of the things that are on our plate on any given day. We have to start to reduce the amount of decisions we have to make by making them in advance, creating a structure around them, and just letting it become its own system. Now, listen, these changes aren't massive, but they do create space. And when we are allowed more space, we are allowed to relax and decompress. We are allowed to drop some of the resistance. We are allowed to start thinking a little bit differently and more creatively, because we're not always in fight or flight stress response. It helps to create the space to allow things to start flowing a little easier and get things moving. I just want to remind you that you are not behind. Even though sometimes it feels that way, I felt that way for so many years. You are not behind. You've just been stuck in a cycle that keeps you busy, but it doesn't move you forward. And that is where your internal frustration and your resistance comes from. And once you step out of that cycle, everything starts to feel different. And when everything starts to feel different, we start to do different. And when we do different, our whole world starts to change. If this is you, if this clicked, if this resonated with you, please make sure you subscribe, because this is exactly what we're building here at Solo Boss Mom. And if you want help actually implementing this into your life, you can join Solo Boss Mom. It is my online school platform. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. Love you so much. Can't wait to see you in the next video.